So a new economy minister for France then, is he the man to turn the country around?
He's clearly well educated, understands the economy, has a grasp of it at least, much more than his predecessor. Belongs to the modern, reformist, new labor sort of the left. So it was extremely encouraging, and not only for him, but also there were many other appointees under him. They all belong to the same generation. And I saw clearly Valls, the Prime Minister, is about to wipe out the Socialist Party and to replace the old grandees with this young generation, which is globalized, knows the economy, and could really move the country forward.
Well, the former economy minister, Arnaud Montebourg, he was known for turning away steel company Mittal, saying it wasn't welcome in France. So now this new economy minister, is this the start of France turning its back on its socialist roots?
Montebourg was very vocal in the fact that he was a protectionist. He really wants to revive Colbertism, to revive borders, to repatriate all industries in France. So he's living in the old industrial age. Clearly Valls, the Prime Minister, is about to wipe out the Socialist Party, but it lasted for about 14 days because the majority is so thin in Parliament. The Socialist Party only has a one-member majority, and among that 300 plus MPs, there are between 50 and 100 of them who are strongly opposed to the new policies of the government because they're really lefty.
So socialism and economics, do they work together, and are there lessons to be learned from France?
The agenda of Ed Miliband is very similar of that of François Hollande at the beginning of his tenure, so I think you should be very careful in the UK not to replicate the same mistakes. It's all a question of principles. You know, there was this little pamphlet by Jonathan Swift at the beginning of the 18th century, and at the time there was a very big crisis in Ireland because people were starving and there were too many children. Just for fun, if you want, to be provocative, he said, well, people should eat the children, and then you resolve both problems at the same time. But the thing is, economically, it makes sense. Economically, if you have a problem with pension, you could send all the pensioners overseas. It makes sense economically, but why don't you do it? Because you have principles which are not economic, which are philosophical, if you want. And so, if you believe in socialism, you'll find an economy that will make it work. If you believe in capitalism, you'll find an economic way to make it work.